Hello, Mikhail. We are here to talk about Quantum Break. How are you, mate? All right?
Yeah, I'm good, Adam. How are you doing today?
I'm great because I've been playing Quantum Break, but we can only talk about sort of the first early parts of the game at
Okay.
the moment, right?
And so how early are we talking?
Um,
Because
it's split up into acts. I think it's acts, and there's like Act 1-1, Act 1. You know what I mean? We can't talk about the very first one
okay,
because all the setup and all the story happens there. So we can talk about Act 1, 2, Act 1, 3, and actually, the TV stuff, the first episode of the TV stuff.
okay.
So where should we start? I mean, what people are seeing right now is just, the game, the
Yeah,
game
people
part
just
of it,
know a bit from the previews.
Yeah.
And so let me ask something. So we have TV. TV shows are a big part of the game, right? It's
Yeah,
an
yeah.
experience combining like TV shows and gaming together.
Uh-huh.
So is all the story stuff just the TV show parts, and there are no other cutscenes in the actual gameplay segments?
So the easiest way to answer that is, I mean, people, it's a bit unfair on you because people will already be seeing this. It's all in engine.
Okay.
So there are things that happen in the game part of the game,
Okay.
and it will take control away from you, and stuff happens, but it's all in engine. It's never like, do you know, like how, and Ubisoft do this a lot with like their games, like there's a cut to a cutscene,
Yeah.
and then
yeah.
it fades to black, and then it comes back as the game part. This is all in engine. It's all kind of,
So-
there are loading screens, but not in, not unless you die and stuff,
So everything feels like a cohesive experience.
Definitely, yeah. It's a
Okay.
very, very good looking game. I mean, based on again, in a preview sense, one of the favourite things to say, these opening areas is very pretty. Like you're seeing the way time stops,
Yeah.
and you can just kind of wander around and just take guns off enemies because they're stuck in time,
Yeah.
But because it is a third person shooter, that's what this is like. I'm going to make it 2.5 minutes, I think, before I say this. But Remedy, Alan Wake games, it's what they do is third-person shooters, and like with some hook that makes it not just a third-person shooter. There's
It's always something that like pushes it a little above, and that's what people love about their games.
yeah.
So
And it's definitely got that. I mean, the time stuff. The combat is quite tricky at first. It sort of takes, because you are used to just like. I mean, I've been playing a lot of The Division, and going between The Division and Quantum Break is weird because they're both third-person shooters, but they control so differently.
Yeah, I've been reading about this. I haven't been playing both games, so yeah. But so the shooting part is a bit tricky in the beginning. But does it actually get fun, and is it something you look forward to after like 20 minutes of TV?
Yeah, well, I mean, I can't talk about anything outside of this area, but what we'll say is, it's you know how games kind of right. So this is the game. And here's your power, and then like it'll be like hours later, and here's another power. Like in the opening area of the game, like they kind of throw quite a bit at you quite quickly.
Okay.
The first thing you get is the ability to what's the name of this power? It's basically you like throw a time thing at an enemy, and it freezes whatever that hits. So once you've done that, you can shoot bullets at the time bubble, and then when it fills up, I suppose, the bubble explodes. So you can basically freeze someone in a time bubble, put like a whole clip of a gun into their head, and then it will...
And then unfreeze them.
Yeah, and then time
Okay.
restarts, I suppose, and they're dead, in
So
theory.
is this like? Do you remember that section in Braid where like every chapter in Braid has something else which bends time, where something else moves and you're steady, and in the next chapter there'll be like in your time bubble things will move faster and slower. Is it something like that?
I mean, it's difficult. It's almost tactical.
Okay.
Because, yes, you've frozen that area, but the rest of them guys are still shooting at you.
Okay.
So you do have to use the cover, which is automatic, by the way. There's no button. If you go behind a car or something, he just crouches. It's contextual.
That's convenient.
Yeah. It's certainly, again, it takes a bit of getting used to because you're used to a button for cover, but it does work. I mean, the powers are important because you're not invincible. Like, if you just stand there in the open, you can get shot, you're a human, you're going to die. And that's something in this early area that it's a little bit concerning, because they do seem to be quite bullet spongy enemies. Like, headshots matter, obviously, because they're humans, but they matter a lot, because you can kill someone who's not wearing a helmet in an instant headshot, but then they can take like 6 bullets in the chest and not go down. You know, you do have to be quite specific how you aim for guys, and at this point, it's a lot to take in at this point. You know what I mean?
Do you have are there any problems with like lack of ammo in the beginning?
No, not at all.
Okay, so you have enough ammo, but you just still got to be careful with where you're aiming.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to worry about running out of ammo, because everyone you kill drops a gun. So, like, if you've got an Uzi, or I don't can't remember if there is an Uzi, but, you know, like, say you got an AK or something, and you shoot someone, run out of ammo, just pick their gun up. There's I mean, this sort of early part, I mean, most of them playing with pistols. It is a shooter. It's just, I don't want to. I'm a bit hesitant to call it a puzzle shooter, because it's not a puzzle game. It's just more of a tactical. And again, tactical shooter makes you think of a different genre. And it's very much a third-person shooter. Just the time stuff adds a layer to it. Like, it means you have to just think. It's a bit more of a thinking man's shooter, if you like. That sounds totally wanky, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
The TV stuff, though, I wasn't sure what to expect.
Okay.
It's quite good, actually.
Yeah, it does. From whatever we've seen so far, it feels like an actual TV show, which is... It's not something which is just tacked onto a game. It's like a real TV show which you would show on, like, network television, so...
I mean, I was quite surprised by it, but then it's like, you shouldn't be, because, you know, these people are actors, like, they're well-known actors. And
they've been talking up the TV show part for a while as well, so...
Oh, yeah. I don't know, part of me thought, like, how is this going to work, going between kind of, like, real people, like you and I, rather, and then suddenly go back to, and now it's... now like we're back into sort of, you know, computer graphics. But it does actually work, because I suppose they are the people. I mean, I'll be honest with you, like, so the actors, I was familiar with most of them, okay?
Yeah.
Like, there's one, I'm going to completely butcher this, because I can't remember their names, so I haven't written them down, I apologise. But the guy everyone knows from Game of Thrones, Littlefinger, you know?
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Actually, so far, he's the best, because considering how much his role is in Game of Thrones, that, like, you really think that's Littlefinger. You know what I mean? That's the first thing that comes to your head. He does a really good job of just being different, and like being this character feels right. The one so far I've had a bit of problem with is Dominic Monaghan, who was in, I think, was it The Hobbit or Lord of the Rings films? I can't remember which ones. But he was also Charlie in Lost. Now, in both of those things, he's British, has an English accent.
Yeah.
And in this, he's American. Now, whether this is just me being unable to get past I don't actually know. I think he might even be Australian. I'm not sure. But I'm pretty sure he's not American, though, you know?
Yeah. So his accent is sort of breaking immersion for you? Is that it?
I don't quite buy his accent. So he's an English actor, and every role I've seen him in, he's done an English accent. I mean, he's been told to be an American, but I don't quite... I don't know. Maybe it's because I know he's not American, and, you know, it'd be like if you suddenly did an English accent. I know that's not your accent, so what I'm hearing it and thinking, that's not right. So it could be that, or it could be that it's just not great. At this point, I don't know. Maybe, like, he'll be in it loads and I'll warm to it and it'll be fine. I honestly don't know. But everyone else seems to be pretty good. The junction stuff is interesting. So at the end of each act, well, I guess at the end of each act, certainly at the end, it seems this is the way it will be. But so you go through the first, you know, the act. At the end of the act, there's like a very small level called a junction, and at those junctions, that's kind of like a Telltale game where you choose the path of the game. It will come up with a decision you need to make, and it will let you see the potential outcome if you go one way, and then you can look at the potential outcome of the other way, and you pick which one, and then it goes into the live action show. And I quite like the idea of it being, again, it's very Remedy. It's, you know, rather that they won't, oh, I'm just a shooter. They won't do that. They're like, there's the shooter part, now there's a choose your own adventure part, and now we're looking at a live TV show part. You know, it really does a lot, you know?
So you're saying that at the end of, say, someone finishing a lot of the game, they're gonna have missed a lot of the TV segments because of the decisions they've made. Is that it?
Well, the suggestion seems to be that the junction, I'm just going to call them choice parts, because junction, if people like, I'm going to know what that means, but the choice, the path choosing, the suggestion seems to be that what you choose affects the TV show, which means you will probably have to play through the game twice to see. I mean, I don't know. It could be a really tight, because the end of the Act 1, there's literally like I think it's a figurine, and you go, oh, I want that in my office, sort of thing, and you do see it in the TV show. So it could just be that small. Like, if you don't do that, it's not there. But then that's not even related to the actual choice. That's just part of the level. Like, lots of collectibles. So again, I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of money on screen here. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. It definitely is visible. Like, just going from what we've seen so far. So.
I mean,
I haven't played it yet, but you obviously have, so like.
Yeah, I mean,
but
the
it definitely,
gorgeous.
The production values are insane.
Oh yeah,
like, there's no two ways about that.
I will say, episode 1 of the live action show, it's called Monarch. I know it's silly, but the product placement. I mean, I know what would you expect, but it's Windows. Like, everyone's using a Windows phone. There's a Windows tablet. It's. I don't know why I noticed it so much, but I did notice it. It's there.
Did you watch the amazing? I think it was one of the Spider-Man movies where they clearly had Bing product placement, and they showed him like going on Bing and typing stuff, and I just started laughing in the theater when I saw that, because you know, there's product placement and there's product placement for things most people don't use, and that's what like sticks out like a sore thumb for you. I mean, is that what you're going through?
A little bit. I mean, look, there's nothing wrong with Windows phones, and there's nothing wrong with Windows tablets, but everyone in the world, you just see someone pulls their phone out of their pocket. I reckon these days there's probably a 90% chance it's an iPhone, or if not,
it's an iPhone or it's a Samsung,
or as I say, or an Android.
Yeah.
So the fact that everyone's using a Windows phone and everyone's using a Windows Phone tablet.
Yeah, on the tablet side of things, definitely like you'd
Windows
expect
Phone
people
tablet?
to use. Yeah.
I mean, you can see what the way you can tell is because, like, on the tablets, you know, where you'd have like the iPhone home button, it's like it's got the Windows icon on it. You know,
the
tile
Windows
thing.
logo. The Surface tablets, yeah.
I don't know. So that's kind of our first look at Quantum Break, and we're gonna look at it a bit more, and obviously lean up to the review and all that. But for now, we'll stop there, I think, and we'll talk about some more. Perhaps in a week or so. Thank you for your time, Mikhail. Obviously, you can go to patreon.com and give us $5 if you want to, keep us making content like this. And we'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.
Should have packed the God is a Geek Patreon.